called Big Cat.
Dion.
Hey, Dion.
You ready for football?
I am.
It's another season, baby.
Pro Football Football Show.
All right, Dion. Showtime. Football is back.
Welcome to the Pro Football Football Show presented by the Chevy Silverado. Week in and week out, the Silverado brings it with unstoppable grit and determination. It is officially conference championship round weekend. The season is coming to an end, which is crazy. How are we feeling, fellas?
Feeling really good.
I feel
really
great.
Good. Dion was very wrong about the Cowboys. But I'm feeling good.
So was Brandon.
So I was wrong or we were wrong, Brandon?
You were wrong. You were all about Dak Prescott. You were all about the Cowboys.
Brandon,
I was
yeah.
following your lead, Coach.
Revisionist history.
What
a
did
little
I
bit
say
there.
to you guys? Didn't I say that Dak Prescott is a win with, not win because quarterback? Didn't I say that?
I don't
No,
He did.
no.
He did
you
say
said
that. He
about
did.
the guy in Minnesota. He said
Okay.
about the guy in Minnesota.
Same guy.
And
Same
Yeah,
guy.
what about your guy? What about our guy in Buffalo?
You
Isn't that
pi-
the same thing?
The defense.
That was bad.
The defense let him down.
He scored 10 points.
The
Oh,
defense
my
let him
God.
down. That game was
The
meant to be
defense
won
let
10-7.
Cat, come on, man.
No,
Cat,
he
come
played
on,
bad.
man.
No. Listen, I unlike you, Dion, I will not skirt from the criticism. I still love Josh Allen. He's my guy. He didn't play great, and the Bills. I think their game plan was bad, and they got a lot of questions. Going
Well,
on
I feel the same way about the Cowboys. I
Well,
think they got outplayed,
well,
but for a rookie to beat the Dallas Cowboys, that upset me.
Here's the
that
difference.
really upset me.
Here's the difference. The Bills could have played that game 100 times, and if Josh Allen had played the best game of his life, they still would have lost because the defense couldn't do anything. The Cowboys, that defense balled out. They had that game, and Dak Prescott let them down.
Dak Prescott having the game that he did
Sure,
against
true.
the Bucks gave a lot of people a lot of hope.
The Bucks stink.
And the Bucks were terrible. I mean, I hate saying that because Tom Brady, but it did give people a little bit of hope. Dan, you were right about that. Brandon, I know that you're a big Dak Prescott
You
fan.
know what's frustrating about Dak is between
He's not good.
between the picks, he shows you something. Like he does play well at times, and then he'll throw the weirdest pick you've ever seen. Like it was 9-9, and then they're driving down the field. They're in the red zone, and he throws that bizarre pick when he throws it right to the guy.
He tried to throw a couple more, too, and he also
did.
almost took that safety, which was maybe the weirdest play of all time.
He did. Like in between his
No, it was
madness, he's
almost
good.
like he lost. He lost himself
Yeah.
in the moment. Like, where am I? And that was unsatisfactory. Did you guys see that it was, somebody showed me that here, that from the Cowboys page, it was something released
Yes.
that was, yeah. How does that happen, guys?
I think
Like-
they're frustrated.
I mean,
Yeah, but who aauthorized it? You can't do that to your 40
You know who
player. You can't-
authorized
somebody in the
it.
front office
You
said that's
know.
okay.
No.
You
No.
know. You
Jerry
have it in
Jones
your
did not
phone right
authorize
now.
that to a $40 million player. No, there's no way.
Call up Jerry Jones and ask him. He's the one who hit send. He probably wrote the blog.
He didn't hit send.
He wrote the whole
he
thing.
has the login account for sure.
Yeah.
He definitely posted
somebody
that.
close to Jerry got eyes on it.
And now the
Somebody saw
Cowboys.
it.
So the stat is the Cowboys have been to the playoffs 12 times since they last won a Super Bowl. They have not gone to a conference championship all 12 times.
28 years.
Wow.
Crazy.
It's a long time. That was me.
Yeah.
I was on that team.
And there was that clip of Jerry talking about if you hear a sound in the Dallas area, it's him screaming into his pillow, wanting to get back to a Super Bowl. That's not a great thing
Yeah.
to have around your franchise right now.
No, it's not. Dak's got to answer some questions.
Dak can't do anything differently. He's the guy.
Hey, guys,
He's that guy.
You
can
can't
throw
say it's
picks.
just Dak. But you can't just say it's Dak. A few guys on the defense didn't see him. I don't know
That
if they made it
defense was
there.
pretty dang good.
They
the
were.
other day,
They
man.
had that game.
Guys, come on, man.
Played-
No, you're playing against a rookie. The guy's not throwing outside the number. I don't even want to get
There
into
was a couple
that.
times like Trayvon
Part.
Diggs dropped a pick that hit him in the chest. All right, if he makes that catch, maybe you have to make that play in the
No,
playoffs.
that ball wasn't even supposed to go to him. It was tipped. It was diverted.
But it
So
still hit him in the
that
chest.
wasn't
He
his
had it in his arms.
Yeah, but it was diverted.
Either way, I was right and you guys were wrong.
And
I give
you
it
were
that
very
gift.
high
Yeah.
on Brock Purdy. Before we move off the Cowboys, Dion, I do have to ask you the play that everybody was talking about, at least on social media, from the quarterbacks on the couch kind of thing. Why did they line Zeke up at center like that at the last play of the game and make him look so foolish?
I have no idea. You know what? I'm just past that. Let's just move on. I'm still heartbroken. I'm still hurt.
He just
from
got
that.
plowed
But I won.
over.
I
It
won.
was-
I played for both teams, so I won.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
that
facts.
is true. So we do look at the records. Dion and Brandon both went 2-2. Dan, you went 3-1 for the week, so you won the week. Do we want to talk about any other games from last weekend, or we want to just move forward and talk about the games?
Let's
this
move
upcoming-
forward.
Yeah,
He's
we got
already
great
goated
games.
enough.
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah, we've got
voted
some
enough.
great games. Let's start.
I crushed last week.
Well, we're still tied for 7-3 in the playoffs.
First round, like no one
But-
cares
well,
about the
we're
first
both
round. This
7-3
is
and
when it
Dion's
matters.
6-4.
This is when it matters.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
You should
see.
get double losses for being a Dak supporter.
I think you should.
I do like that you, after the game, you were still trolling people saying he was.
Guys,
like-
I believe in my guy. Is that a crime? To
Yeah,
believe in
when he
your guy?
chose
No,
that
it's
you
not at
shouldn't
all.
believe in him.
No, I believe in my guy. I will believe in my guy till the end. That's what I am. That's who I am.
You never will waver
I
from
will
that.
never waver unless somebody asks me, gives me money or something.
Let's get to the storyline game of the week presented by the Chevy Silverado. We're going to start with the NFC Championship game between the 49ers and the Eagles. As we've talked about already, we saw what the 49ers did to the Cowboys last week. The Eagles absolutely embarrassed the Giants, Dan. The Giants had a great season. People love Brian Daboll. The Eagles far superior in that game. Jalen Hurts looked incredible. When you look at what they're going to be meeting this week, though, against the 49ers and how good they have been, you expect to see, obviously, a much closer game.
It's going to be an incredible game. These are the two, I would say, the two most talented rosters just in terms of the totality of the team. Because, you know, the Bengals are a great team, the Chiefs are a great team, but they have a couple holes. It feels like both these teams don't have many holes. You know, I've been on the Eagles since August. I'm going to keep riding with them. I think this game comes down to two things. One, how does Brock Purdy do in his first road test in the playoffs in a very hostile environment in Philadelphia? That crowd is going to be loud. They're going to be whooping it up. He's had a couple moments in these playoffs where he's tried to give the team a couple interceptions and the ball has bounced his way. What happens if he throws one early? Does it kind of, you know, fall apart? I do think the Niners are going to be able to run the ball, though, because that has been the one weakness of the Eagles' defense. On the other side, I think this is a big Jalen Hurts game. I think Jalen Hurts, not even with his arm, I think with his legs, is going to make some big plays. The Niners have an incredible defense, but mobile quarterbacks have been able to get some yards on them. I'm just going to throw this out there. Week 1, they happened to play the Chicago Bears. The Bears won. Justin Fields, mobile quarterback. There have been times in the last 2 years where mobile I'm just listen, Dion, I don't want to make this about the Bears, but on aggregate,
But you did.
the Bears have a better point differential against these two teams. They beat the Niners by 8. They lost to the Eagles by 5. They're
And
plus
the Bears
3
are getting
against
what
these
pick?
two teams.
And they're getting what pick?
Number
They should be
one.
getting
So
what, the
not
first-
only are they better than
Second.
both the NFC Championship teams, but they also have the number 1
Okay.
pick. It's crazy.
I like your
Couldn't be
analysis
better.
until you brought in the Bears.
All right.
I
Back
really
to the
like
game.
everything
Back
you
to the
said.
game.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Eagles. I think it's going to be Jalen Hurts making big time plays. The guy who was in the MVP discussion versus
Was
Brock
in the
Purdy.
MVP discussion. Wow.
He was. Patrick
Until he
Mahomes.
got hurt, he was.
First of all, it's an insult. It's an insult to say he was in the MVP discussion. He should be the MVP.
Well, he
That's
would have won it if he didn't
Patrick
get hurt.
Mahomes exists.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's another insult to say that he's going to have to beat him with his legs, not his arm.
No.
I mean,
You're
No.
misunderstanding what I'm saying.
I heard
He
what you said.
absolutely can beat him with his arm. I'm saying the Niners defense has struggled with mobile quarterbacks, so I think Jalen Hurts, he's going to beat him both ways, but I think you're going to see some big plays with his legs that are going to be game-changing plays.
This is going to be a great game. What I love when great games in playoff caliber football, all these guys talking about being the guy, the man. Okay, here goes your moment. Here goes your time. See, the thing I'm talking about with the Cowboys is certain guys that were this guy, that guy all season long. Now it's playoff time. Where art thou? Didn't see you, didn't hear you, didn't show up. Okay, now you're at home. A game of this magnitude, all those dogs on the 49ers, all those dogs with the Eagles, they got to show up and show out on both sides of the ball. I love what you're saying, Big Cat, because the 49ers should be able to have some type of running game. McCaffrey is invaluable. I think that's one of the best trades of the season, the dividends that he's paid thus far. This is really going to be a good football game. I just don't like a West Coast team in the East Coast at this time of year. It's going to be a little inclement weather. It's probably cold there outside of New York. Probably it's going to be cold in Philly. And the West Coast team is not built for that, but they're probably going to go down early. They're probably going to go down on a Thursday or Saturday to get acclimated to the weather. That's what the great Eddie DeBarlo did with us when we had a big game to play. Hey, I remember it was storming or something in California. We got out of there, went to Arizona, came back to California, played the championship game because they wanted to make sure we had great practices. This is going to be a good game. I like Jalen Hurts in those guys from Philly, just like Big Cat said early on in the season. I'm going to give him his credit now because he's going to take it, so I might as well give it to him so he won't have to take it from him.
I also just want one last thing. Like, this game is so awesome with some of these matchups.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest ones, the Niners defense has been incredible. Their defensive line is incredible. The Eagles have the best offensive line in the NFL. They have dogs. Like Lane Johnson is hurt, and he allowed 0 pass rushes against the Giants. I think the Eagles' offensive line is going to show up and give him time. I don't know if it's the same for the Niners because that depth on the Eagles roster on their defensive line. The Eagles have Sue and Linval Joseph being like the 7th and 8th guy. It's crazy. They can just rotate guys in.
Players with 10 sacks.
I know.
That's
They
crazy.
just rotate guys in.
You got to
keep them
make
fresh.
the kid throw outside. Hey, remember I'm saying this, guys. Make the kid throw outside the numbers. Make the kid throw the ball outside the numbers, not everything between the numbers all the way down the field. That's what he did on the last several weeks that he's been playing this game, and he's been playing well.
And that's what
like
changed
this
the
kid.
game against
I got a lot of
Cowboys.
respect for the kid.
When he started throwing the
got a lot of
Kittle
respect
when
for
that
the kid.
game changed.
Yep.
And like you mentioned, the matchups, I mean, both of these teams are ranked in the top 5 of both categories, offensively and defensively. So we know both sides of the ball are going to be ready, Brandon. When you look at the 49ers, and I know you didn't expect them to win last week, but
Right.
like we just mentioned, they proved their point. When you look at the Eagles and the 49ers, do you lean with the Eagles like these guys? Or?
I 100% lean with the Eagles, and I'll
Okay.
tell you why. Dan, I'm agreeing with Dan, I'm agreeing with Dion, but it is a correct point. These teams are pretty even across the board. There's talent
Right.
all the way across these teams throughout both these rosters everywhere. But one team has a quarterback named Jalen Hurts who it feels like is a upper echelon quarterback in this league, and one has a rookie who is going on the road. And Dion, I'm about to cuss, and I apologize for that, and I'm going to say something very Southern. There's a high probability this rookie goes on the road and he shits his britches in this game. There's a high probability he goes out there and there's 80,000
prove it,
people
I like it.
yelling cuss words at him, and he throws one pick early, and the whole thing comes falling down. That's possible with a rookie quarterback on the road. Now, I know they're built so strong around him that they help him out, and Kittle's a nice safety blanket. But Jalen Hurts don't need a safety blanket. And Jalen Hurts, to me, at home, to me, it's more about the home team and the quarterback than it is just about the entire roster.
I like that.
And I know it's an over.
Finally, we agree.
Yeah, it's an overblown
We've
storyline.
agreed a lot,
'cause
Dion. We agreed on the Cowboys.
That is true.
It was a bad pick.
That is true.
Well, I was following his lead.
Bad pick.
I
Clear-
felt pressure. I felt pressure to make that pick. I really didn't believe in it. honestly.
You
Brandon
played for the
forced you.
Cowboys
He also played for the 49ers.
for a little bit, like 5 minutes.
Yeah, well. So obviously we know this if you've been watching it, it's been beaten over our heads. But not only is he a rookie quarterback, I mean, he was Mr. Irrelevant. Like you look at this on this, like Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy faced off in college in 2019 in that epic shootout. We expected potentially Jalen Hurts to be here. Nobody expected Brock Purdy. I mean, that's the whole storyline. If you listen to a
right.
broadcast, it's just beat over your head. But Dan, you've been very high on Brock Purdy because they've been winning with him. They've won 12 straight games. Do you agree with Brandon that you think you could potentially see that?
I like Brock Purdy a lot. I think he has been he doesn't make mistakes, and he lets the team around him be as good as they are. I do think that there will be a mistake in this game, and we haven't seen that.
Let me say one thing in his favor. The other day, they couldn't really run the ball. McCaffrey couldn't really run
Yeah,
the ball.
not till the fourth quarter.
He kind
yeah.
of did it without a running game the other day.
No, I think he's good.
I
I don't think it's people who discredit him are wrong. I just think that this is a different environment, and this is this is the best team they have played in this stretch that Brock Purdy's on, and it's going to be a different beast.
So do you agree with the thought that maybe this is a bigger game as far as Shanahan's influence goes? He has to make the guy comfortable. He has to design a package to make sure
Yeah.
he minimizes mistakes.
Yeah.
He's a grown man. Let's stop. He's a grown man.
He's
You can't-
barely.
Don't
barely.
put that on the coach.
He just started
Don't put
voting.
that on the
He
coach.
just started drinking last year.
Yeah, but don't put that on the coach. Shanahan has done a great job. He's one of the most brilliant minds.
Yeah, but now it's an
offensively
NFC
in our
Championship game. If you've got a coach who can win it.
but the quarterback has to be the quarterback. He's going to minimize his throws, the distance of those. He's going to try to use his safety blanket as Kittle, run the darn ball. They're not going to get him in the 3rd and 12, and it's going to be a screen. You see 3rd and 12, it's going to be a screen. It's going to be a check down. He's not going to do anything to hurt his team, and that's what Big Cat is saying. The guy's smart. He makes great decisions. He's not going to do anything to hurt his team. If the pain comes from somewhere, it's going to be a turnover, maybe a strip sack fumble, but it's not his fault, coming from the backside and stripping, something like that.
Yeah, I like Brock Purdy. This is going to be a huge, huge test.
And it's Eagles across the board, Jalen Hurts across the
Yeah, I
board
think
for
the Eagles
everybody.
win this game.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll get to the AFC Championship in just a second, but let's go to I believe. Now, Dion, for weeks now,
Yep.
you've been riding with yours that you believe the Cowboys would end up
I
in the
had to.
NFC Championship.
Oh, no.
And it's okay.
Oh, no.
You know, people are
It
wrong
is.
sometimes, you know. And
Yeah, I was.
Oh, no. I'm looking ahead. and
Honestly,
there's-
I knew it wasn't going to be right. I knew it wasn't going to work out for me a few weeks ago, but I had to just ride with it because I didn't want to hear Big Cat. It was really peer
Oh,
pressure.
no.
So that's the only reason I stayed with it. I had to. I know they weren't going to win. I just knew it. I felt that they were falling apart a few weeks prior, but I had to ride with it because I picked it a long time ago. So that's over. That's over. I'm on the Big Cat train right now with Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts should be the MVP. I truly believe that, and I love what he's brought to this team. I don't think it's too many quarterbacks would have been in this place would have brought them to where they are right now. We got to give a kid his credit. We can't just
Yeah.
sit up there and say, well, there's a good team, even though that kid is perfect for this offense. That offense is perfect for him.
Yep.
yeah, last week I set up the argument that you guys got into about the MVP, and then when it was put on the internet, obviously a ton of Patrick Mahomes people. There were a lot of people, though, Dion, that agreed with you as well, that if you took Jalen Hurts off of this Philadelphia team, that they would not be where they are right now. Credit where credit
At
is
all.
due. I do think, Patrick Mahomes is probably the overwhelming favorite, at least from the internet standpoint.
Well, I don't. But Casey, this is the thing. Let's not go with popularity. Sometimes we get into popularity.
Well, that's how they do the
and
MVP.
what we think is this guy and that guy instead of the most valuable player for that team, most valuable player for this. Are you saying the league or for that team or for now? It's so many different aspects of the MVP. Honestly, it should just be the most valuable quarterback than MVP. Then two different guys can win it because I really don't like it.
I agree
Usually
with
when you
that.
talk
It
about
should be a
MVP,
quarterback.
You're talking about quarterbacks.
Yeah, it
just
should be
say
a-
the most valuable quarterback.
It should be a quarterback of the year and an offensive player of the year. Like, because
There you go.
It
There
is
you
all.
go.
It is like, I mean, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
That's basically it, right?
Yeah.
Who else has
Is
won
it?
Well, I mean, Sean Alexander.
Did he? Yeah, but I mean, Adrian
2005,
Peterson was like
yeah.
2012, so
Yeah.
it's been a long time.
Brandon, you said that Tom Brady is finished.
I
So
did.
he had some words this week where he said, apologize for cursing again, Dion. I know we don't curse in front of you out of respect, but he said if I knew what the fuck I was doing, I'd be fucking doing it or whatever that was.
Okay.
Since
What a
when do
quote
we
was-
not curse in front of
nice.
Dion
Yeah,
out of
that's
respect?
cool.
Fuck Dion.
Yeah,
No,
I didn't
Big
mean
Cat,
to.
come on, man.
out of respect. I know if Jerry was on set, I think he would say out of respect.
Jerry's
Yeah,
somewhere
thank you.
back there.
Can you just let a lady be a lady, Big Cat, please?
I'm just saying, she's not much lady if she just swore.
I was quoting
Yeah.
Tom Brady, although I'm not.
She
I
cusses more
do-
than any of us combined.
That is not true. I do swear, though. I do swear. Just
Wait,
I try not to in front of
Yeah,
Dion.
before the show, she's like, "When's this
Thank you.
fucking show gonna start?"
No, I did not. I
Wait,
did-
but what's
Right,
that?
she did not say that.
What was Brandon's, I believe, 2 weeks ago?
No,
if the
that's not
49ers
important.
don't lose to Seattle, they will lose in the divisional round.
Oh, no.
They almost did.
Oh, no.
They almost did.
Oh,
If
almost
Dallas-
counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
well, close. It happens in football too.
I like
sometimes.
how on the paper TJ just wrote the quote and then in parentheses he said they won in the divisional
Yeah,
round.
I
Just to
I
make
know,
sure
I
that
got
we
it, I
didn't.
got it, yeah. I wasn't overly impressed with the 49ers either. They were fine.
Okay,
They were
all right.
good, but it's not like they just came out and dominated the Cowboys. Like Dak made that possible.
So what is your I believe for the championship round?
The elite of the elite in sports, the all-time greats,
Mm-hmm.
they have moments. They have marquee games. They have legacy games. One's about to happen with Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
Michael Jordan had the flu game. You know, all these guys have these games, these moments that they hang your hat on. Patrick Mahomes is going to this game with one ankle. Patrick Mahomes is going to the game. They are underdogs at home. Patrick Mahomes, the MVP of the league, is an underdog at home in the AFC title game, and he lost to this team last year.
This year?
That's regular season. In this
And
moment,
last year
in this
again.
moment,
Yeah.
he lost in this game last year to this team. This is not going to be his legacy. He shows up, puts the team on his back. Patrick Mahomes adds the ankle game to his legacy
Ankle
this
game.
weekend. Yes,
Deeming it the ankle game.
that's what I'm calling it. We might call it something else. Depends on what happens.
We'll just workshop it.
We'll workshop it. We'll see what happens. But it's
we'll
going to
see.
happen. I believe Patrick Mahomes' legacy is going to take a big, big step forward this year. Because we've seen so many quarterbacks
that.
over the last, all-time great quarterbacks only won one Super Bowl, right? Aaron Rodgers only has one. Drew Brees
He's not
only
an
has
all-time
one.
great.
So it's time Patrick Mahomes, to be an all-time guy down the road, is going to need 2, 3, 4. I think he gets his second one right now.
And it is insane when you remember how young he is. I mean, a lot of time to do that, but
27 years old.
the ankle game.
The ankle game.
Yeah.
I like it. All
We'll
right.
work on it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't really.
Working title.
My I believes are tough because I've been so right. I got Eagles and Bengals futures alive, so I'll have to do something different, I guess. I'm going to be picking the Bengals, spoiler alert, but I think Joe Burrow he's going to be under a lot of pressure this week. So last week, the story was the offensive line. The Bengals offensive line went into Buffalo, played an incredible game, only 1 sack, barely pressured all day. They dominated the Bills defensive line. The Bills defensive line doesn't have any difference makers. So the storyline that went into last week about their offensive line, we're going to see it this week because a guy named Chris Jones is playing, and he is going to be a problem. I've marked this down as a problem for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm still taking the Bengals, but I think this is going to be one of those games that Joe Burrow is going to have to survive getting sacked like 4 or 5 times.
I agree with that praise for Mississippi State great Chris Jones. I agree with that. He also has 0 playoff sacks in his career. It's time for him to make a mark in playoff games.
And Frank Clark also on that line. Do you know that Frank Clark is actually 4th all-time in playoff sacks?
I did know that, yes.
You did?
I did.
Who's 1, 2, and 3?
He's right behind the top 3.
Who's 1, 2, and 3?
Exactly.
Give me one of those names.
Bruce Smith.
Yes. That's number 2.
Oh, okay, you said give me one. I gave you one.
Give me number 1.
Strahan.
Willie McGinnis.
Close.
Yeah.
Close. Yeah.
Very
They
close.
both have teeth.
Frank Clark, 4th all-time. That's crazy.
It is
Big
crazy.
player. Big player, big games.
You were impressed with Bruce Smith, though?
Yeah, no, that was good.
Dion, is Bruce Smith a nice guy?
Who?
Bruce Smith.
Bruce? Bruce
Yeah.
is a great guy.
Oh, good.
I can't let you compare Strahan and Willie McGinnis, though. They're 2 different guys.
Well, yeah, but they both played football.
No, they
some
both play
point,
great, but they're 2 different men.
That is true. One's named Willie, one's named Michael.
I wasn't
Can't
saying
get anything by
Yes.
Dion.
I wasn't saying they were the same person. I was just saying
You said
that
they were just close.
they are comparable people.
Just close. They're just
Comparable.
close.
Dion Sharp today.
Speaking of that, where's Jerry? Can we bring Jerry out, please?
All right, Jerry, come on in. Dion has asked very nicely to bring you in for the Game Time Game of the Week. As always, Game Time is the official ticket provider of Barstool Sports. Score last-minute tickets to this week's Game Time Game of the Week. Any sport, concert, or show with the Game Time app. Download it, create an account, redeem code football for $20 off your first order. Terms do apply. Jerry,
Hey.
there's only 2 games this week, so
Yeah.
you have chosen the AFC Championship for your
Yes,
game.
I have. I think Dan is a little off here.
Okay.
I really don't think Joe Burrow's under much pressure. He's beaten this guy 3 times before.
Wait,
you know.
but
I agree with Jerry.
it wasn't like pressure to win the game.
Yeah,
It's
you're saying like the D-line.
literal pressure.
From defensive players.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, listen, there's some people in this world that are born with that dog in them. Joe
That's right,
Burrow's
Jerry.
one of them. Joe Burrow's one of
Yep.
them. Now, listen, unfortunately, my son don't have that dog.
No.
You could tell right away.
Oh.
He doesn't?
You
That's
could
where you
tell-
throw your kid up on the bus, Jerry.
You could tell right away if they got that dog in him or not.
Isn't he like 1 year old?
He's 16 months. You can get that dog down the line, but he doesn't have it right now. Joe Burrow, he's got that dog in him, and Joe Burrow's going to make a statement here. People are all talking about Patrick Mahomes, the injury, he'd come out, win the game. Listen, Joe Burrow has a chance. If he wins this game, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. He's proven
You're
it.
going a bit far. You went a bit far there, Jerry.
No.
But, I was right with you. I mean, you got a nice clean shave. I like the way you
You
trimmed
like
your
it,
beard this
Dion?
week.
Look at that hair.
Yeah. Oh, Jerry, you're killing it, Jerry. You're killing the
you.
game.
But not enough
Jerry,
people are
look at you,
talking
young.
about that.
Yeah,
He has
you
a
look
chance
young,
to
too,
become the
Jerry.
best quarterback in the NFL after
So
this
is the
game.
best quarterback just who won the last game?
Yep.
Say that again, Dan?
Is the best quarterback who just won the last game?
No, I'm saying he's beaten. If he does, he's beaten this guy 4 times. Everybody
What
always
if
has.
Jalen Hurts wins this game in the Super Bowl?
So let me ask you a question, Jerry. If Joe Burrow wins on Sunday,
It's a great question.
and you if you got a draft of everyone in the NFL, you
Yeah.
take Joe Burrow number 1.
Yes.
Over Mahomes?
Okay.
Yes, of course.
You know Mahomes is only 1 year older than Joe Burrow.
That's fine.
He's also won a Super Bowl.
That's fine. What does that mean?
Means Mahomes is a little better.
No. If Joe Burrow beats him,
I
this
love
is-
Joe Burrow, but Mahomes is.
Jerry, I like your case.
I'll,
Okay.
I'll,
I
I'll,
like
tell, I'll
your
tell you
case.
one thing, Dion. I know somebody who's probably not going to win a Super Bowl. It's Josh Allen. And I like Josh Allen.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong.
You know what, Jerry? Jerry, I like it. I'm going to tell you something, Jerry, that you said.
Thanks, Dion.
I agree. I agree because if Joe Burrow wins, you're right.
Yes.
They're going to start talking about him as the guy because he's defeated his nemesis and he's the big guy on the hill. Like that. That's you're 100% correct. That's what they're going to be saying.
Exactly,
I
Dion.
do agree
We're on
with
the
that.
same page today. And listen, I'm a big Josh Allen guy. I like him.
No, you don't.
I like
Shut
him.
up. No, you don't.
He just
You don't love
he just has shown nothing that he can win
Why
these
why
big
is
games.
Josh Allen's not playing in this weekend?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I just
Where's
threw it
TJ
out-
Watt?
it's
Where's
his
TJ
segment.
Watt this weekend?
He's not around this
Okay,
week.
all right.
That's fine.
All right, has he played in an AFC Championship game?
He has not.
Why does
That's
Deion
okay.
love Jerry and hate me?
Well, Jerry's a likable guy. You're not.
Okay, fair.
But
He's a great guy.
my statement is this. I'm going to take the Bengals this week. I do believe in Joe Burrow. I believe, that they can put up just as many points as the Chiefs, hurt or not, Patrick Mahomes. I think it's going to be a really close game, but I'm going to give the edge to the Bengals. Joe Burrow's in this guy's head already. The pressure's on Pat Mahomes. Don't get it twisted. He's got to prove to the world, hey, I got to beat this guy. And if he doesn't, Joe Burrow's just better. It is what it is.
Thank you, Jerry. So we are going to break down this
Good
game.
job, Jerry.
Thanks,
I like
Deion.
your outfit too, Jerry.
I know, he
Thanks.
looks really cute, doesn't he? He looks nice and clean. But you just don't like that Deion likes him more than
Oh,
you?
Deion loves him and hates me. I just don't understand.
Jerry, is that a gunshot wound in the back of your vest, Jerry? It looks like somebody shot at you in your back of your vest.
What's
Turn around, Jerry. Let me see the
Oh,
back
the
of
top
your
shoulder there.
it's
Yeah,
it's
it's
trendy.
like a bullet.
No, I buy used clothes on eBay.
You should say you bought it that way. You should say you bought it that way. There's so many clothes
Yeah.
these days that have that. I guess
Yeah, but
Carhartt
it looked
probably
like
doesn't do
somebody
it.
got shot. Jerry.
You look good, Jerry.
You look great. So let's talk about this AFC Championship game. It is the rapid fire game of the week. Players watch game film to prepare. Finding your dream home is no different, and Cross Country Mortgage is the partner that's prepped to put you in position to win. Reach out to us today at ccm.com/Barstool. That's ccm.com/Barstool, ccm.com/Barstool. Equal housing opportunity in MLS 3029. All loans subject to underwriting approval in MLSconsumeraccess.org. So as we've been discussing with Jerry, the AFC Championship between the Bengals and the Chiefs, before we get to this game, though, I want to ask the question because Jerry brought it up. Dan, I'll start with you since Deion put a little bit of an opinion in that as well. If you were ranking right now the quarterbacks in the NFL, where do you put Joe Burrow?
I mean, I think he's probably two. And that's no disrespect to him. Mahomes is just, Mahomes won an MVP. Mahomes won a Super Bowl. But Joe Burrow's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. And he's got something about him, leadership, and what he brings to that team. You can just tell everyone on that team is like, we got to it's kind of like when Tom Brady would play in these games. Like, everyone buys in that if we got Joe Burrow, we got a shot, no matter what. And, they've come back from big deficits. They, last year in the AFC Championship game, they've been in tough games. They play in a tough division. Joe Burrow is a dog, and yeah, he's number 2 in my mind.
Brandon?
Yeah, no, I think he's number 2. I think he's
No,
number 2.
you said Trevor Lawrence would be better than him.
I said in 3 years it's possible Trevor Lawrence joins the top 3. We'll see. That's 3 years down the road. That's a future Brandon problem, and he'll deal with it. I do have a side take I would like to talk, and Dan hates this take that I'm about to say.
Fire it off.
It's the dumbest take
This is
Fire
ever.
it off.
This is not a dumb take. This is not a dumb take. Because Joe Burrow has a swagger to him. He has a cockiness to him. After the game, he's saying, you better get your refunds. He's doing these spin throws in pregame where he knows where the camera is. When Joe Burrow wins a Super Bowl, if and when he wins a Super Bowl and takes this sport under his wing, he will be the most loved and most hated athlete in America. People are going to hate that swagger,
No.
hate that
So
cockiness.
dumb. He's so
Deion,
dumb.
nobody.
is-
Listen,
he's so dumb.
in the 90s, Deion, you were one of the most loved players, but there was a segment of the population that hated you.
there's
Was there
hate.
not?
There's
The
hate
primetime
too.
persona?
They still do. They still do.
I know. Right, and
It's
that's-
because
that's
of your
the-
confidence offends people insecurity.
Exactly. What you have, the primetime persona, some people hated you for it,
But
and some
think
people are going to hate
about
Burrow too.
Think about how much more hate Deion would have gotten if he never won a Super Bowl. That's my point. What you're trying to get at, you just have it wrong. If Joe Burrow goes to another Super Bowl and loses it, then I could see some backlash coming because then it's like, well,
Yeah.
he's cocky and he hasn't won one. If he wins one, America loves cocky people who back up their talk.
There's a segment of America that hates winners. There's people
That's
that hate
fine.
LeBron James.
Yeah, but I think the hate would be way more if he
There's a
loses another
segment of
Super
people who just hates, period.
Bowl. Correct.
Okay.
Like
this
Jerry
is
and
gonna
Josh
be a great
Allen.
game. You got 2 great quarterbacks. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. I just want to dismiss the whole ankle thing. I just want to dismiss the whole ankle thing. Let's just get this out the bag. All right? There's a guy named Mr. Needle that shows up in every locker room before the game. Okay? He's going to enter his ankle for about, 15, 20 seconds. He's going to come out. He's not going to feel a thing for at least 4 hours. Okay? So let's just dismiss all of the ankle thing. It's not going to be a factor in this game. Yes, sir, Mr.
Can
K.
I ask a question? Where was
Yes,
Mr. Needle when you had your little toe surgery and missed 2 months of doing the show?
Oh,
Well, it was Mr. Amputation Day. It wasn't me. It was Mr. Suck.
That's a few levels past
I'm
Mr.
just saying,
Needle.
Patrick Mahomes didn't play
yeah,
Sunday.
that's
Dion
a
couldn't
few-
play
few
through
bad.
losing a toe.
Yeah, Mr. Needle
What
probably
about
couldn't
toe?
handle
What
that.
about
Two toes, two
I could
toes.
play through losing one, but not two.
Yeah, 2 toes. So Patrick Mahomes with the high ankle sprain, we know he's going to play. He's obviously said he's going to play. So Dion, what you're saying is that what we saw in the game last week, where he was very clearly hurt, is not going to come into play
No.
against the Bengals because he'll be
No.
taken care of.
Not whatsoever. Not whatsoever. He's going to be straight.
I'm just happy
He's
that
not going to be limping. None of that.
I'm just happy that we've reached a point that enough time has passed where I can make fun of you for being able to beat you in a foot race now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will still beat you, Big Cat.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Cat. The thing about it, Cat, you have everything to lose. Because if I beat you, now you're known for the guy that got beat by a guy with 8 toes.
That might be an advantage. You don't know.
No.
I can spin
Cat,
my way out of anything.
after I saw the pool clip where you slipped,
Okay, we're going to try that again. That was very funny. I did say it was slippery.
I lost a lot of respect.
was
But I
wet.
lost
It
a
was
lot of
wet.
respect.
It was
I
wet out there.
know,
It
but
was
I lost
wet.
a lot of respect
It was very
that I regained
slippery.
because I love you, but that took me back. That hurt me.
That
He
was-
nailed
it
the
was
first
wet.
belly flop.
Yeah, it was wet. It was slippery.
Dan, could you beat Jerry in a foot race?
Easy. Easy.
No.
Easy.
No.
Dion says no.
Easy.
I
Jerry.
think if you give Jerry 3 yards, you would not beat Jerry in the 40.
He left.
3
Jerry
yards.
left.
Jerry left.
Actually,
left.
no, I couldn't beat Jerry in a
3
foot race
yards.
if it was see who can run fastest out of the door at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Nobody's winning
He
that.
wins
Damn.
that easily.
Damn.
Every day.
Damn. Okay, so when we look at this game, though,
He
Dion,
got a
you're-
train to catch.
Yeah.
he has to go home to his son, who apparently doesn't have that
Doesn't
dog.
have
And
that
why,
dog.
what did his son do to him?
I don't know, but Jerry's got to put that dog in.
Yeah,
Jerry's
no,
the
Jerry
dad.
said
know,
he's
that's true.
soft.
You got to
Yeah.
teach him. So Patrick Mahomes, a lot of talk about this injury. Dion saying that Mr. Needle's going to take care of it. Brandon, you have been very high on Patrick Mahomes, as most people are, obviously
Right.
Dan as well. Do you think that this injury is going to come into play at all against the Bengals?
Well, even if it does, the thing is, if it limits his mobility and if it limits his ability to get outside and make the plays that he's known for making, he's still the #1 rated pocket passer in the league. If he can keep himself in the pocket and make sure, okay, well, I can't scramble, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stay in the pocket. I'm going to get the ball out quick. He's the best quarterback at that, too. He just has that other skill set that kind of gets in the way sometimes. What? Why are
So-
you making so many noises?
You're
I'm going to
right.
make noises while you're talking.
No, but you're right. but
Ugh.
this is the AFC Championship game. If
Okay.
that point was being made for Week 8, I'd agree. My mic just fell off. Keep talking, Brandon.
I'm going to talk right now. Here's the thing.
All right, I'm back.
Last year,
You stop talking, Brandon. What I was going to say is the difference between winning and losing these type of games is Patrick Mahomes' ability to move around in the pocket, extend plays, do the crazy things, use his feet. He rushes for 30 yards a game in the playoffs. In regular season, it's 20. He makes different plays when he uses his feet.
I disagree for one reason. I watched the AFC Championship game last year, and if you saw the Bengals game plan, for some reason they were able to take advantage of Mahomes' propensity to run around, and they were able to pack it in, and they didn't give him anybody to throw it to. He just ran around and ran around and ran around and never did anything last year.
Right.
They did that
So
in the
now
AFC
they can
Championship
now
game.
they can do that again, and knowing that he can't run around.
But that's what I'm saying. They took advantage of him running around. Now he can't run around. If he stays in the pocket and stays focused on that, I think
So he's
that
going
might
to
be better for the game.
So
plan.
he's going to get sacked in 3 seconds instead of 5 seconds.
Well, he's got to get it out of there.
Okay.
He's got to get it out of there. He can't have those 12-second plays where he's just running around and doing crazy stuff.
Dion,
Yeah.
where do you land on this argument between these two?
Well, they don't make any sense. I almost dozed off, honestly, a minute ago. But
He's right.
Yeah.
just when Brandon held his arm up like he's in the darn classroom in the 3rd grade, I see he's been overlooked for a long time in his life. But I still love him.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does that. He does that a lot.
Here's what, and I'm taking the Bengals. And I actually think that Patrick Mahomes is going to play a great game. I think he is a baller. He's a tough motherfucker. The fact that he wanted back in that game. I think the difference in this game comes down to the fact that the Bengals defense is better than the Chiefs defense. Like their
I'm
offenses
taking the
are-
Chiefs.
Their offense. Oh, you're taking the Chiefs. The offenses are very
Yes,
similar.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
The Bengals defense is playing very well. They have some dogs on that defensive line. I think that's what's going to win them the game.
You're taking the Chiefs, Dion.
I'm taking the Chiefs, and I think it's going to be a deficit of 10 points. I'm taking the Chiefs. I just believe in the Chiefs. I like the Bengals. I love Joe Burrow and what he's doing. I love everything about the Bengals and how heroic and the way they come back and the way they upsetting everybody. But I'm taking the Chiefs because this is their time now. You got to understand, this game has so many ramifications. Just like Jerry said, if Burrow beats Mahomes in this one, Burrow takes that crown of that guy now. Also, now you're not the top dogs in the AFC anymore if you lose this game. You're already going into this game as the underdog, and I don't know how that happens when you're at home with Kansas City. I don't know how that happens. But it's a lot of ramifications in this game that could constitute in what you pick in the draft, how you go and access your players, guys getting released, and everything. Coaches getting fired, not head coaches by any means, not Andy Reid or the offense, but the defensive structure of that team. This is a game that has a lot of ramifications. I'm taking the Chiefs because there's that much on the line for Andy Reid.
And Deion, a lot of people have compared this to, it's an early because they're both so young, but kind of a Brady Manning situation. So what you're saying is if you believe if Joe Burrow does beat Patrick Mahomes again in the AFC Championship, he's beat him now 4 times, even though he's not won a Super Bowl, you would put Joe Burrow in that Brady category?
Well, you know what it is? It's almost, no, forget the Brady category. No, he ain't ready for that. That's going a little bit too far. You know, we only have one Brady hater on the set right now, and I think he's sitting in the middle. But no, that's a little too far. It's a little too far.
Not a Brady
he's
hater,
not
but he's
that
finished.
ready. He's not finished.
But you would put Joe Burrow as the #1 quarterback going into next season if he does beat Patrick Mahomes.
Because mentally, visually, psychologically, he has it. If he wins this game, most definitely.
What about if Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl?
Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl. We got to take Jalen Hurts a lot more serious. You guys do. I already take
him very seriously. I believe in Jalen
No, you don't
Hurts
take him
before
serious.
anyone did.
No, you like him. You guys rooted for him, but you don't take him as a serious quarterback. You don't even have Jalen Hurts in your top 5, Cat. You know you don't. Matter of fact, you don't have him in your top 8. You have him in the top 8.
Yeah, I have him in my top 5.
Okay, name him. Name him, Cat, right now.
Mahomes,
I got time today.
Mahomes,
1,
Burrow, Allen,
2,
Hurts.
Who?
Hurts.
Who's 3?
Allen.
Who's 3?
Hurts.
Who's 3?
Allen.
Allen is 3. Who's 4?
Hurts.
So he's before all your other guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's before that guy, the quarterbacks for Green Bay as well?
Yeah, no, he's a bum. There's no one else.
You know he hates Aaron Rodgers.
No, listen, Deion, you can try to say that I don't believe in Hurts. Only one of us
You don't
sitting
believe in
here
Hurts.
put a ticket on the Philadelphia Eagles at 22-1 in August when no one believed in Hurts.
Well,
I
first
believed
of all,
in Hurts
I-
before anyone believed. They were not picked to win their division, and I said Jalen Hurts is that guy.
You did not say Jalen Hurts is that guy. You
I
said
said
the team
Jalen
is
Hurts
that
that
team.
guy. No, I said Jalen
you
Hurts is that
didn't.
guy. They run the perfect
didn't.
offense for him. He has been exceptional.
Okay, so
Yeah, you heard
Deion,
me say that about the offense.
where would you, what is your quarterback ranking right now? Before the championship games, where would you put Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts is definitely in the top 4. To
Oh,
me, he's in the top 4.
Okay, so
Exactly
same
what
as
Dan
me.
said.
Yeah, so we're
He's in the
locked
top 4.
The thing
No,
about-
he's not. Dan is not having top 4. He just said that.
No.
He's not in Dan's top 4.
The thing about Burrow and
I don't
Mahomes
know
is
my phone.
we can make this declaration now. If Burrow wins and Mahomes wins, there's a very good chance we're having this discussion every year for the next 8 to 10 years.
Yeah,
Right.
which would be great for football.
It might be
Fantastic.
Burrow
No,
and
we
Mahomes.
won't. No, we won't.
Why
no,
not?
we won't. It's some guys coming up. It's because there's some guys in their teams are getting better and better and better. You got to understand, a team like Cincinnati has won, and this is the second year they're winning. They hadn't got hit by that winning thing that,
Right.
that now everybody come and ravage your team and guys are leaving. They hadn't dealt with that yet. They're going to deal with that in a moment. Kansas City deals with it every year. I mean, the best receiver left, but they still went on. Management is exceptional.
You just
Dan,
made the
manager,
point for why
unbelievable.
Mahomes is number 1.
I
Right.
said the same
It's
point
a-
last
it's
week,
a-
and y'all
it's a good
said like it
thing.
was crazy.
You just made the point. Thank you for making my point for me, Deion.
I didn't make your point for you.
Yeah, you did. You did. You made my point for me.
I said the same thing last week about.
I've always had Mahomes 1.
Well, he does not take you serious. And
But I said-
Brandon, you need to understand that.
I said they
I'm
lost
trying
their
to
best
help you.
receiver and they were still just as good. You just said that, and then you said,
Well,
I was
that's
crazy.
because I didn't care about talking about Tyreek Hill before the game.
Are you okay? You wrote something down and you said it's a very big moment when Deion was talking. What was the moment?
Yeah, 4:12 p.m. on 1/26. Is today the 26th?
Yeah.
4:12 p.m.
25th.
1/26. Deion Sanders said, "Oh, it's okay. I still love Brandon."
Bam.
Yeah. Brandon's a good man. I love
I didn't even hear him say
I'm
that.
going to need you quite a bit, too, in college football, because Brandon has a voice in college football.
He
so I
doesn't
gotta
know.
keep
Thank you very much. Thank you
I
for
gotta
Don't
keep
do
him
that.
Let me have that.
Don't do
Let me-
that.
Can I have one
Don't
thing?
do that.
Can I have, hold on.
He,
Can I have
he
one
don't want
thing?
you to have
doubted
anything,
TCU all year, then he doubted Michigan all year, and then he went against Michigan,
You
and then
just
he
can't
didn't.
let me win once.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Once.
You can have it.
Dion,
You were right about Georgia, but were you?
Yes.
You know how last week he said he was a Utah fan because you would upset him.
I'm over that
I
now.
know,
Yeah,
but
he's
he
over it.
He told me he would be back, though. He's going to be back.
Yeah.
I hate Utah. I'm a Buffs.
Well, the fact that he wrote down
He's
the
a Buffs
time
guy.
and
He
date.
just admitted he's a Buffs guy.
Go
Yeah,
Buffs.
yeah, and he wrote down the time of date that you said you loved him. That's all that matters. You could call him stupid. You call him anything.
I'm sending this to my mama
I
later.
would never call him that. Big Cat does that well. I
he
would
is
never do him like that.
I
I
feel like
love him
Dion's
too.
called me stupid.
I love him too.
Brandon, who are you taking in this game?
Oh, I'm taking the Chiefs. Like I said on my I
Thank you,
Believe,
Brandon.
Great.
I think Mahomes, this is a moment for Mahomes. This is a moment you're going to look back in 10 years and say, Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Remember that time he had a bum ankle and he was an underdog to Joe Burrow at home and he still won the game? That's what I feel like we're going to talk about with this game.
I don't think people are going to hate Joe Burrow though.
And it's not a bad thing.
No,
It's
no,
not
I
a
know.
bad
Here's
thing.
the thing.
To be the
Brandon hates Joe Burrow.
I don't hate Joe
he
Burrow at
wants
all.
people to join him.
Y'all don't
Why do
understand
you
what I'm
hate Joe
saying.
Burrow?
Y'all-
Yeah, he
I
hates
do
Joe
not
Burrow.
hate the
He
man.
hates him.
What
I know
I'm
you
saying
don't.
is,
Sounds like you do.
he has got that thing inside of him that makes him go that people are going to turn on en masse.
Like
That's what's
you.
going to happen when he
Like
wins.
you.
When he becomes the guy that everybody hates because he.
No,
when
I'll still
somebody's-
like him.
When somebody's cocky and they win and they're the best,
Then they love him even more.
some love him, some hate him.
Okay. You hate him.
You're right.
I don't hate anybody. Well,
Joe
Vince?
Burrow also has like all the girls who've never watched a snap of football paying attention to him right
Oh,
now
yeah.
too.
oh,
So
he's a handsome young man.
So that is, he's got that going for him
Good
as
for
well.
him.
Let's get to the primetime pick of the week presented by the Chevy Silverado. Dan, you have officially won
Easy.
this season's primetime pick. Dion
Easy.
won the regular season, but the playoffs you have won. You cannot pick the Bengals or
Yeah,
the
no,
Eagles.
I'm screwed. I don't have
So-
I don't have a pick. I just won.
You just won.
Because I don't want to pick against myself. So,
How is it official that he won?
because
'Cause
you
you
guys
lost.
both lost. It's Survivor.
It's Survivor Pool.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, we lost.
Yeah, you guys
We
lost.
had to
and-
let him win something, Brandon.
And Brandon,
Dion
you-
lost in the
year.
first week. He had the Vikings.
Yeah, but I've been dominating all week. He's
The Vikings.
he's letting you have one. And Brandon, you said you were going to take the Bills in
Yeah.
the first week, and
Yeah.
you were going to shoehorn yourself in, but it doesn't matter. They're
I'm
not
not
in
worried
anymore.
about it. I have a voice in college football. That's my place.
That is true. That is exactly what Dion said. Who are you taking this week? Are you going to take somebody?
Chiefs.
Chiefs?
Yeah, I didn't take them last week, so I could take them this week. That's how much
Okay.
I believed in them, and I screwed myself because I picked the Cowboys, but Chiefs.
Okay, and Dion, who are you taking?
Well, I'm taking the Chiefs. I took the Chiefs last week, so I can't really take them again. But I took them last
Yeah.
week, and
No, Dan
I
already
already
won.
won. I already won.
Dan already
rules
won.
out.
Well,
Well,
I already
Dan
won.
won.
So your pick is irrelevant. I won.
Dan did win.
There's a winner and a loser.
Not
I'm
really
the winner. You're the
competition if
loser.
it's only 2 weeks. I mean, that's
Well, no. If you picked right, it would still be going on.
I listened to Dion when it came to Dallas.
What was it 2 seasons ago that your son got a little tiny
Yeah,
Silverado?
Chevy trucks. I went like 14 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
People still talking. Then Mike McCarthy smashed a watermelon, and I lost everything.
All right. Anything else, guys?
No, great show.
nope.
Nope.
Brandon,
All right.
good job, man.
Thank
Look
you,
at that.
Dion.
Write that down.
Good job to you too.
Write it down. The time and date.
job.
Good job, Brandon.
All right. We will be off
Hey,
next
Cat, I
week.
need that flannel in my colors.
All right,
'Cause I know
I
you
got
got
you.
it for free.
I got you.
Pretty
You
sure
look
it's
good in
free.
it. Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
a beautiful one. All right. We'll be off next week, but we'll be back for the Super Bowl. Have a fantastic weekend.